it again. We're gonna just post a new YouTube link real quick on Twitter, so then people know that we're doing this. And yeah, we got the link. Here we go. We're gonna go to Twitter. Home. Sweet. Stream is back up. Tweet. Okay. Just grab the chat. Pop out the chat. Sweet. Feel free to ask questions. Okay. I'm going to delete this tweet. I'm going to tweet. Okay, I think we're good. So, in the last episode, but stream, we got this working. So, we got a world made up of cubes, and we got another cube, which is our player cube, that we can move around the world. This is not bound to the world yet, though, and we can actually navigate out of it pretty easily. We also have some floating point errors, so if I spam this around, you can see that there are hard lines that appear sometimes, which isn't great, but I mean, it's not terrible. I don't think people are going to be looking super hard at it. Oh, that was a very obvious one there. Yeah. So now we actually have to add some content to this game, and maybe make. Oh, okay. There you go. There's a floating point error right there. This line. It's because the vertices are lining up almost at the exact same point, but floating point rounding is making them appear on different pixels, so they look incorrect. Which is fine. It's not too terrible. I anticipate this stream to last for about 2 hours until about midnight. And who knows? It'll be good though. Okay, so to start out, I think we're gonna add some boundaries in this stream. Let's start by doing that. So, oh, and let's also demonstrate hot reloading. We never need to close down this window. We can always keep this window open in the background. Once it detects a change made to the scripting file, it'll just update itself, which is great. Okay, so we're going to come into the player class, and the player is going to be bounded by the world. So when the player wants to move, we're going to send a command to the level controller that's going to basically check to see if there's anything in the world at that position that we would collide with. Yeah, because that's fine. We're going to call this function would. It does. Yeah, it does collide. That's fine. And this is going to take an X and a Y. Okay. So this is going to return true in most cases. However, if X is less than, it's offset though. That's fine. I think that's fine. Yeah, this will be fine. Okay, so if X is less than 0, or Y is less than 0, or X is greater than or equal to, let's see, how do I reference it? We don't ever use this level name. Just passing it in. Let's just call this loaded level. Level set at I. There we go. Oh hey, I just saved and hot reloaded, and look, everything's still working fine. Okay, so basically we're just going to hold a reference to that currently loaded level so we can reference the width and height fields on it. So once we have found the level, we're going to set it to the set level. And loaded level dot width or y is greater than or equal to the level dot height. We're going to return false in this case. RETURN false. Definitely spelled it wrong. Yeah, okay. Okay, you see this text output? That is the hot swap detection working and actually updating. Look at this. This is such a cool game. We don't even do much yet. Okay. So we're gonna check does collide on each of the player move calls. Does collide X and Y. What am I passing it? I'm passing it -2, 2, which is actually -1, 1. Okay. We basically need to check that the player can move. So we need to get the current position. So let's do that first. Var current x equals player dot get position dot x and var current y equals player dot get position dot y. I don't know how this will work with multiple levels in the future, but I mean, it should be fine for now. Okay, and then we are going to call scripting engine dot get script like we do up here, and instead of var, well, can we do this? I think so. I think if we say var does collide equals function, I think this will work. I think we can then call this in each of these. So we're going to say if we're going to get the level controller roller dot var, and the var that we are going to be accessing is this function does collide dot does collide. Ooh, how does that work? Oh, do I have a function call on scripts? I basically let's go to script. I need to call a function on the script itself, but I don't know that I can do that because I can't pass any functions to it. Init. I can invoke a function. Public object. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Object dot run. Do I have a run function? I thought I did. Interesting. Okay. So this is gonna run is gonna take a string name plus an object wildcard of additional parameters to pass to it called objects. Okay, so then we are gonna return null, but we're gonna try to return invocable dot invoke function name, which needs to what does it need to do? Unstring object. Do I already have this function somewhere? Am I just completely missing this function? Oh my god, it's right here. Okay, I can just call run. Okay, I already wrote that. Duh. Balmer Peak is real. Okay. So, we're going to call run does collide, and we're going to pass it our x and y position, which is going to be divided by 2, divided by 2. Current x, current y. And it's actually going to be the current x minus 1, because we're going to be trying to move minus 1 in this instance. In this instance, we are going to be trying to move plus 1. And in this instance, we are going to be doing minus 1 again. However, on this time, it's going to be a modification to the y position. In the future, we can modify this function that we're calling from the level controller class to also check that there are no like obstacles in the world that the player would collide with at that position. We could also, this is working now. I just hot reloaded it. Now I shouldn't be able to do that or that. So maybe it's not actually, well, I think it would have to be calling that function. I think. Let's see if hot reloading does work or not. So if this executes, okay, I just tried to move and it didn't execute. It actually crashed pretty badly. I can't click this X button. Ooh, this is a good one. That's a good crash. Cast exception. Boolean cannot be cast to JDK Nashorn API scripting script object mirror. I have an idea. Let's go back to the script and change it from this garbage to an object. I think that might fix it. What? There's no values prop. Oh, okay. That was there in the case of it being an array. Can I... Okay, so I... Okay, I need to somehow convert it from a script object mirror to a Boolean, which I'm actually not sure how to do. It is currently a script object mirror because it is doing exactly what that says it is doing. It is returning a Java object, which is the mirror of the JavaScript object that it is representing. However, the JavaScript object isn't like a Java Boolean, so somehow I need to tell it, yes, I'm sure that this is a Java Boolean, and cast it accordingly, but I don't know how to do that. So I'm going to pull up Google real quick, and I'm going to see if anyone else has run into a similar issue ever. JS8, okay. Oh, okay, there's a really cool thing that you can do that I found on Stack Overflow, a great place to go. There's a script utils class, which I had no idea about, which lets you convert your output into some sort of expected data type, which is really, really awesome. So I don't know much about this object dot class type. Is there a get class type? I need to get I need a way to get whatever data type this is expecting, so then I can cast it to that type. But I don't know how to do that. That's okay. Everything's great. Interesting. Okay. How can we get around this? Maybe then I can pass it boolean dot class. I don't know if that works. I can technically pass it any number of arguments. I just don't know that it will know what a boolean is if I do that. I might have to add Java boolean as a boolean. Oh, okay. So I think it did know that this. Oh, okay, let's see. Log manager dot print. It's not log manager. It's just log. We're gonna do it on left press. Log dot print line boolean, and if that doesn't actually work, we're gonna print object, which is a nifty function I've been writing. Okay, so that crashed, but it's okay that it crashed because we can actually monitor what it was. What? That didn't work. That's okay. It's okay. We'll figure it out. I just need to assert that this is a boolean. It thinks that it's an array right now. I think I should console log whatever this is returning. Log.println, because I actually think that it's returning an object. Print object. So this might just be a boolean within an array. Like it could be like the first element of an array is the correct return type. That is definitely not what I wanted to do. I definitely hit the wrong button there. That's okay. I want to hit A. A is the key that I want to press. Okay, it's crashed, which is fine. And we can see that there was nothing that it printed. Well, I'm going to test my hunch. I think that it's returning an array, and I want to get the first element of the array that is returned. Which is fine. We can do that easily. We can just reference the first element of the array, like so. Okay, it's still crashing. Boolean cannot be cast to a script object mirror. Run, I think this one needs to be run array, and this one needs to be run object. I think that there's probably a better way to do this in the future. This is LudumDare. We don't have time to do everything the best way. Just some things. And we're going to signify that this is a cast by wrapping it in cast brackets. Okay. You're right, casting to an object is redundant because everything is an object in Java. Okay. It's difficult switching between languages constantly, at least for me. I have a hard time going from Apex at work or JavaScript at work to my own little flavor of JavaScript or Java. Hey, look at that. It's working. Can I exceed the bounds? I can exceed the bounds, which I don't want to do. Oh, I can't go further than that. That's good. I think that's good. So if I try to move left that way, it doesn't let me. There's a bound there and a bound there. So it's offset. Okay, so we're getting there. And the next part of this, it has to do with the level itself. So we need to, well, we don't need to assume because we know that it's offset by half the width and half the height. So this is actually going to be negative if x would be less than the negative loaded level width divided by 2. Or it would be greater than or equal to the level width. And then the same thing for the level height. If the y would be less than height or greater than the positive height divided by 2. Okay, let's see what this does. Can I go to the end? I can, and I can't exceed the end. And can I go to this end? I can, and I can't exceed it. What about the top bounds? Top bounds don't work at all. Oh, I totally know why. It's because I should be using Z instead of Y here. Check this out. Now everything is working perfectly. Watch this. This is going to be great. Everything's great. Can't exceed these bounds, or these bounds, or the top and bottom bounds. I can exceed the bottom bounds by 2. Okay, that's strange. Why is that the case? Okay, that's a little strange. Okay, let's fix that. And let's see if hot swapping will work this time. So we're going to go back to the level controller, and that was the Y height that we were exceeding. Let's remove that. Oh, I stopped it. I didn't want to stop it. I forgot about hot swapping, even though I just said that I was going to do it. Okay. Now we can exceed it by 2 still. On the Y. Why can we still exceed it by 2? Here's the problem. I was using width instead of height. And that's fine. Okay, this is totally working now. This is really cool. I like this a lot. Okay, so let's track moves now in the player. I think that moves will be something that we initialize on the player per level. Moves. Actually, yeah, let's actually store it on the player. Okay, so we're going to say this dot moves equals moves. Okay, so then if we can actually move, if moves is greater than 0, we are going to perform these actions. If it is moved, we are then going to say moves minus minus. And then we are going to set the moves from this. Is this? Yeah, okay. So it's not actually going to be passed in. So now we are going to go to down here, add a new function, set moves, and then this is going to take an integer, but there are no integers, so this is just going to be moves. Say this dot move moves equals moves. So this is just a setter, so we can reference this set call from an additional from not an additional class, from a different class. Okay, so we're going to go and we're going to call the function like we did with this. So in the level controller, when we load a level and we found a level, we need to set the player dot run object set. We can just run it. We're going to run this function that we just created, set moves. And the move count we're setting it to is going to be whatever we set in here. So we're going to say max moves is going to be equal to 5 in the case of this level. Level set add I dot max moves. And we're going to run that, and we're going to see what happens. So we should get 5 moves. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And we cannot move anymore. Spooky. Oh, I just got an idea. We could make this kind of like a maze game too, because if we come back to this notepad document, running out of space, that is our theme. What is a way we can run out of space if you can't see? So let's close this, and we're going to come back in here, and we're going to go to the player real quick. And we already have it transitioning to this new position like every frame, which is really cool. So we're going to have the Y be this minus moves. We also want to keep track of the max moves, so then we know where it started. That way we can... I'll show you. We'll come into the level controller, and in the same thing. Set moves, and the player is also going to set stop max moves equals moves. Okay, look at that. Everything's great. Minus moves. We're going to subtract max moves minus moves. So these will be equal at first, and then moves will be going down. So we're going to subtract bigger and bigger numbers. So as you move more, as you move more, it zooms in a little bit, which is, I think, kind of cool. I think this is much too drastic, and we're gonna have to bias it a lot. So let's set this to, I don't know, something like 14. And I also want to call this code on spawn. So this is going to be called function align camera. Sweet. And we're just going to call align camera here. And we're going to call it up here too. Run. This will be fun. So, now when we move, we zoom in on the player. Maybe you can press E to do a step backwards, maybe? I could record objects, and you could just undo them. Doop, 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 doop. Yeah, that might be cool. Let's create an undo system. Okay, so we're gonna go into the level controller. We want to have like a goal tile and a start tile. Or we can do the undo system first. Let's do that. Okay. So we're gonna need a new debouncer for the undo key, which I think is just gonna be E or R or undo. And then we're gonna come down here and we're gonna say, oh, let's just keep it where it should be. Undo equals new debouncer. False. So then we're going to come in here. We're going to copy the same if statement. And this is going to be undo. The rising action we're going to be listening for is on the E key. And now we're going to have to make a new thing. Var moves buffer. it's going to be equal to an array. And it can actually just be an array of positions. So let's make a new function, log move. And this is going to say moves buffer at moves buffer dot length equals, let's have it be equal to just the position of the current object. Yeah, so let's say player dot get position. Like so. So we're going to say if the moves buffer dot length is greater than 0 and the undo key is pressed, we're going to undo the last move. So we're going to say player dot set position equal to JavaScript. I wonder if JavaScript arrays act like stacks. Can I pop an element on a stack? So this is JavaScript. Let's bring this over here real quick. Oh, okay, so yeah, it pops the element off the end. Is there a way to pop from the front? Well, I don't care if I pop it on the front because I'm always going to be at it. No, okay, so this is going to work perfectly actually. Yeah, okay. We're going to set position to the not plants pop because we don't have a plants variable. We're going to set it equal to the moves buffer.pop. So this is going to set the player's position to whatever position was logged when they moved. And then we're going to do some other cool stuff. We're going to call the align camera function. And then we're going to say moves plus plus. Let's see what happens. So if I press E currently, nothing happens because we don't have any moves stored. However, if I move in and then press E, that that didn't work. Interesting. So if we move over, we press E, it looks like it didn't set the position and it moved back down. I don't know if I have 5 moves, so 4, 3, 2, 1. I can still move. Okay. That's interesting. Align camera. Oh, okay. So that's part of it. So I want to translate it because I want to maintain the pointer. I want to translate it by the delta of the previous position. I don't know if it's min or minus the vector property. Let's go to, I don't know, what's a class that definitely has it as a reference. I think this has vec3 in it. It doesn't actually. How can it not include? Oh, there's the includes. Yeah, okay. So let's see. Vector 3f, vec3, new vector 3f, and we're going to say 0, 0, 0, and then we're going to say dot. What is it? Is it mine? No, it's dot sub, definitely. Yeah, okay. Okay, now I know the name of the function. Sub. We're going to subtract player to get position. And we're going to translate by the delta. And we should also console log the delta. So we're going to say var, it'll be last post equals this, and this will be a translation. And then we're going to log dot print line this move delta, and then we're gonna translate by the move delta, and we're gonna see what happens. Okay, so if I move this way and I press E, it crashes. Let's find out why. Class cast exception cannot cast of, well, yeah, okay, it's trying to cast something to a vec3. I think this is what it could not cast to a vec3. I have a thought about how to do this without popping. I can just overwrite data in the array. Oh, okay. It's totally printing a vector. Let's go back up. This is what is stored in the array. Like, that's totally an array of vectors. I just need to tell it that it is. I don't think that it will let me translate. Oh, what else is the problem with this? Okay. Okay, I don't care about why. I think that I can save this. Okay. Okay, new vector 3f. I think that I can save this to a vector 3f if I put this in here like this. Okay. Let's see. Last position is now going to be cast to a vector 3f, and then hopefully I can then... I still want to log it. I'm going to set the y equal to 0, because I mean I'm going to translate it by this. I don't want to translate anything on the y. I don't know. The difference would still be good. The difference between this position dot sub the last position, the current position, I think is what I want. Player dot player. Get position. Okay, so this should be the delta between where it was before and where it is now, but backwards. So I should just be able to translate it backwards. And if it translates forwards, I can just multiply everything by -1, and it should just work fine. Okay, so we're going to go this way, and then press E. And that is interesting. Very interesting. Huh. Okay, I'm gonna pay more attention to the console logs. So if I press this way, and then I press E, it's like the first element in the buffer is never correct. Okay, and I'm definitely logging the move after I do the move. Oh, of course, there's not gonna be a delta. That's, yeah, okay, that's dumb. Okay, okay. So this is the new position. I need to log a move on start. Okay. There's no like first index for it to go back to. So if I go this way and then I press E, this is not working. Okay. Okay. Instead of doing this, I'm gonna push, because I want to put it on the front I want to push to the front of the array and then erase the element from the back of the array. Is there, let's see, bring this over here. Last. I want to push to the front of the array, not the back of the array. Interesting. Upshift, the new object. I have never used that before. Upshift. I guess that makes perfect sense as a name for what it is doing, but I've never used that before. Okay, this and E. Look at that. There you go. Ah, interesting. So it's I can this is gonna be a problem. Okay. I think it's storing moves when I'm undoing them. So if I go this way and then I press E, that works. And then if I go this way twice and press E and then E again, it doesn't work. Okay. Let's just try this again. Okay. So this way, and then this way. Definitely not working. Yeah, this isn't gonna work. Okay. I'm gonna think about the best way to do this tonight and try to think of maybe an artistic direction for the game as well. And then I think I'm going to pick back up tomorrow. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you.